Well, it's a good start to the day. Beautiful sunshine. It's going to be a nice day. I stopped for a rest. Light it up. All the flowers coming in. Got paintbrush, larkspur. Not sure what that other purple one is. A lot of Alberta rose, of course. And what a glorious day. So I'm going to head back up and do a different side route. Let's see if I can clear out Traverse today. The route to the top of Mesa Bute is always very well trodden, but everybody goes up and comes down. Oh, there's nice white ones in here too. They go up and come down exactly the same way, but there are many other trails up through here. Many mosquitoes too. Right, so I've just come up that way and heading up here, and so far I haven't seen anybody else on the trail. Looks like it's going to be a lovely day. They are threatening thunderstorms and that this afternoon, which for this time of the year is nothing unusual. July in Alberta is well known for it. It is stampede time, so always have to have the tropical downpours at stampede time. It's part of the tradition. Yeah. Right, look at that through the woods. Isn't that nice? Sun hasn't broke out through the clouds and trees yet, so it's still fairly shady, fairly cool, but it's supposed to be a very hot day, so I will put this away and continue up the hill. Now, I have to get that in the video. And that's some nice sunshine. Ooh, it might be a bit bright on the lens there, but if that's not a nice walk this time of the morning, I don't know what is. Hello, bumblebee. Bees are making the most of all the flowers. Clover in here and all kinds of just so. That hill over there I've never done. And there's a couple down over that way I'd like to explore. Oh, what an amazing morning. Look at that, eh? It's stampede time in Calgary, which means Calgary's population nearly enough doubles. Yeah, this is, since the COVID, this is the first full-on show I think they've done in 2 years. So it's going to be a big one and very busy this year, which is good. It's good for the town, it's good for people. Get out and about, get back to some kind of normal. But I can tell you now, it's way too many people for me. And also there's some stunning spider webs up here today. Absolutely amazing. Right. This, I think, the trail is called Curly Connector, I think they call it. Long, slow, uphill plod. Hey, Mr. Sunshine, where did you go? Look at that, look at that. Aspen meadows are very nice, but a bit prone to lots of bugs. But certainly a very nice walk. Right, let me carry on. I'll do a bit more in a moment. Well, the climb continues. Flattening out a little bit here now. That first bit of up is steep. You'll see why in a minute. You can see down the valley here off this corner. That's why that first bit is steep. You've got to come up from there. Yeah. Look at this. This is one of the best little trails in the area. It's a very short trail. Most people do it as an in and out. You go in the same way you come out. Park at the Equestrian Centre on the side of the road there. Make sure you're off the road. Head up the trail. It's very well marked. You can't miss this trail. Yeah. Look at it. Isn't that lovely? I will take that for sure. Yeah. Onwards and yet more upwards. Unfortunately, to get the good views, you have to go up. Yeah. Now they have cleared out a lot of the forest and that up in here, which is allowing the vegetation to grow, which allows all the deer and moose to have more food. If you've got a very dense forest, people say that, you know, they've cut out all the trees and stuff. If this was dense forest, most of the greenery and that you see here, all the wildflowers and all that kind of stuff, wouldn't be here. Simple as that, because the forest would just crowd it out. So yes, it is a shame when they cut the forest and stuff, but it is grown as a crop, and it does also create good habitat, because this is prime deer, moose, anything else, anything that eats greenery, basically. If it was thick, dense forest with no light on the floor, none of this would grow. So you walk up through here, it's absolutely stunning. All the new aspens coming up, look. When it's first cut, people look at it and go, oh my god, it's been decimated. It's not, it creates this. So it's been nice over in the mountains. I'm slowly being encircled by a swarm of mosquitoes here. So I will head on in a second. Right, gonna head on up that way. Right, well, I stopped for a little rest on the hill. Just bumped into a guy called John, who's getting up there way faster than I am, so I shall let him go ahead. Beautiful sunshine, aspen forests are growing up nice. Oh goody, another steep bit. But I have to stop in the shade every now and again and just have a look. Absolutely stunning. Right, I'm heading up there. You got up there a lot quicker than I do. I think this guy does the route a bit more often than I do. Trying to get a picture of some of the clear cut up here. What's this dog's name? Banjo, I think he said. That gives you an idea of the steepness of the hill. But look at the mosquitoes. I don't know whether that will show up in the video. There's literally clouds of them. So good idea this time of the year, just keep moving. Although it's up and considerable up, it's not a bad idea to get up out of here. Yes, unfortunately I can't get up the hills quite as fast as that guy. You should have left a lead on the dog and pull him up the hill. I would, yeah. Well, let's get out the mosquito patch. There we go. Out the mosquitoes. That's very nice over the mountains. Looks like most of the snow's gone. That's Blue Rock Mountain over there, Shengalashi, and then off to the side, I can't remember what the other one's called. I can see the backside of Mount Hoffman. That's somewhere else I quite often go and clear the trails, but I'm kind of reluctant to go up there this year, because I have a sneaking suspicion after the November blowdown last year, that's going to be pretty brutal up in there. So I should continue on this way. How lush and green it is. Nice flowers everywhere. Love this time of the year in the mountains. All the wildflowers are out. So as I say, people complain about the clear cutting and all that kind of stuff, but it does create good habitat. Oh, and amazing spider webs. I wish this camera was better at catching that kind of detail. Unfortunately it's not. Paintbrushes are coming out. These are nice. can't think what those purple ones are called. I shall have to look those up. I'll check with Ben and Larry and see if they know. Ben seems to know the name of all the plants. He'll know what those are. Well, this is rather nice. I've come up to the top of what the first part of the mat calls hill, and I will continue on my way. Right, that'll do for there for the moment. Right, I'll just sped that bit up a little bit. Coming down the hill there, some very nice views up over the trees. Now this, if I'm right, should be the traverse connector. So what I think I will do is the main route that everybody takes, I'm going to come back that way. So this is Mesa Traverse east-west trailheads. That's the way that comes up from the east and west parking areas. That's near the gas plants. There's two little gas plants down there, so you can park there and come up. And somebody's made a very nice sign here that that heads off up the hill, and we will redo some of that, I think. Right, let's redo the sign. Well, I've stopped for another photography break, aka rest. I've no idea where that guy went. There's a guy passed me on the trail. This is in the dip up there. I don't know if he's up the top of the hill already. I'd be very impressed. Holy crap, mind you, he was getting going, so he was getting up there a lot faster than I am. I like to do photography stops. Good excuse to have a drink of water and have a rest, because it's a bit of a slog. However, it's a very worthwhile slog. Anybody that's never been up here, it's a really good trail. It's a couple of kilometres, 2 or 3 kilometres I guess, and it's well worth it, because on the way back it's pretty much all downhill. Once you've got up the top of there, that green hill in the distance there, right in the middle, that's where I'm going. Once you've got up there, it's really easy coming back down. Today's going to be a warm day, which is why I started early, so I'll be getting on while I still have some cool air. Well, I've stopped for a rest because I'm wore out. The guy that I passed going up here, he's already been to the top up there, and he's now, quote, running back down the hill. Good grief. I just said to myself, I've no idea how the hell you do that. He says it does it very regularly, which is obvious to see. Wow. That is impressive. Kills me walking up there. There he goes, just right over the hill there. He's literally been to the top, had a rest, turned around, and is now running back down the hill. Me, on the other hand, I've got to go all the way up there yet. So, as you can see, I don't know if this shows how steep this hill is, but that's keeping the camera as horizontal as I can. Look at the mosquitoes, there's clouds on me. Right, I need to get moving before they eat me alive. Well, here I am at the top of Mesa Bute again. There's the picnic table and campsite. The original trail goes down through this way, and it was an absolute mess down through there. So somebody, thank goodness, has actually been up with here with a chainsaw and cleared out this route through here. I've just come up here to clear out some of these trees, and some very kind person has been down here with a chainsaw and cleared it right out. So I will just put a little bit of tape in this tree here so you can find the beginning of the trail, and the rest of it is very well done. Right, so this part of the trail It's already been redone. This is nice. So it's having to have that little bypass through the mess there. So this is actually the original trail. It comes down and around the back. So some very kind person has come through here with a chainsaw, and I will video this route around the back, because everybody comes up the front face of Mesa Bute and then goes back down the same way. But there is actually a very nice trail that comes down the back way here. Can't think of the trail number now. 60, 65, 64, something like that. Either way. So it comes down through here, and as luck would have it, somebody's been up here and cleared it all out. Whoever that was, thank you very much. Yeah. Looks like I might be in for a very pleasant walk instead of a lot of work. I did bring my saw with me anyway, just in case. But looking at the quality of the work through here, look at this. Oh yeah. Thank you very much, whoever did this. Look at this. Yeah, look at it. This is why I couldn't do anything with it. And just look at the total mess of trees and blowdown. Just crazy. But whoever did that made a really nice job of it. Cleared the trail right off. Absolutely brilliant. See, what I did from the top of the hill is I made a little cut through that way, just so that people could see, you know, you can get actually in and out through that way, because it was just too much of a mess through there and way too much for me to deal with. But yeah, very nicely done. Very nicely done indeed. Oh, these two big ones, they stood them back up too. This is nice to see. This is how you know that this was done by somebody that actually gives a damn, because these two trees were over and the root balls were out the ground. So they've cut them off, stood the trees back up, root ball back in the ground. First class job. Very nicely done. Yeah, I'm impressed. Yeah. This one here I cut out. This is one of my trees. I cut this one out the other week. It got that one out of there. That was a heavy tree. Trust me, they can do more in 10 minutes with a chainsaw than I can do in an entire day with a handsaw. So. Well done indeed. Yeah. Right, so I wonder how far they got round. I wonder if they went round the whole loop. If they did, I'm in for a very pleasant walk all the way round. That'd be rather nice. Wakey, rise and shine. Makes noise in the meadows. You never know what's in here feeding, and you certainly don't want to start the bear or whatever. Only time you really have any trouble with bears and things is when they get startled. You know, they don't know you're there. You walk up on them, and next thing you know, they're getting all grumpy. Yeah, it's not because they don't like people. It's because you've startled them. Yeah. Yes, this looks like this might turn into a very pleasant walk. In fact, I think what I will do... Nah, I was going to say I'll put my saw away, but you know as well as I do that as soon as you say something like that in life, hey presto, you're going to come across a tree. So I will keep this saw out just for a little bit longer, see how far they got down through this way. Whether they just cleared out that top piece or whether they actually went right round. Let's see. Oh my goodness, look at this. So this is where I had to turn off the other day, because there's no way I can cut these great big trees like this. Look at them, the size of these things, bloody huge. Yeah, so looks like they did clear out most of it. I'm actually very impressed. So what I will do is I will put my saw away. Let's put that away for a minute, and I'm going to enjoy the walk. Yeah, that looks like a chair. Look at that, they even made me a chair. Perfect. Well, that is saw is put away. Just make sure I put everything away. Yeah. Now this is pretty much this great big log that used to be here. And I say used to be because they cut it all out. That was pretty much as far as I got. I can tell you, whoever cut this, I like these people. That was a lot of work. Whoever come up here and cut that lot, that was a lot of work. Yeah. He was just trying to get this back onto its original trail. Oh, it was way more than I could possibly do. Yeah. So I have a beautiful sunny day. I have a freshly cleared trail that I don't have to clear, and there's nobody else up there because everybody else always goes down the other way. They always go back up they come up front and go back down the back way. But this is really nice. I wonder if they did it on horseback, because lugging all that gear up through here, wow, that'd be quite something. And there's no vehicle access up through here, so yeah. Down through here was as far as I got the other week, down to what I call the three-way junction, which is not too far down this trail. There's a junction here referred to as the three-way. Uh-oh. Now, is this where we run out of trail, or is that a fresh one down? Oh, they cut that one. So this one's been cut through, and it looks like they... Ooh, I don't like to see that. Look at that. So they got all the way through to here, and to here. I wonder if that pinched. I wonder if that pinched. Could well or not. I don't like to see logs left like that, but I'm sure whoever cut that had a good reason for leaving that like that. But I ain't touching that. Nah, that's too heavy. That log there, that is way too big. No. It's very easy to go around it. But I can see they continued on down this way, so for whatever reason, they must have had a good reason for leaving that one. Yeah, not sure what it was, but must have been a good reason. All these they've cleared out. Very nice indeed. This is where I came the other week. This is my tape through here. I cleared out all this lot. Might have to, where's my little nippers? Might have to just take the corners off some of these smaller bits of brush here. This is the kind of trail clearing that I don't mind doing, because this is the easy stuff. Just whether you get the light brush, and for that I just use my little clippers. Just to like those off of there. This stuff grows so fast. It grows absolutely crazy fast. So it's always a good idea just to nip some of those back. That will grow back really quick. There we go. And this is kind of trail clearing I don't mind doing. This stuff's really easy. Yeah. This is where I got the other week. This one out of here, it's one of those had all the cones on the top. Wonder why they didn't take this one out. Interesting, because the trail goes right through the middle of there. Maybe that's as far as they got. Oh well. I told you, as soon as I put my saw away, I might have to get it back out again. Yeah. Because they didn't clear that one. I wonder why. Get that off of that. Not sure why they didn't clear that. Could have run out of gas. Because the amount of cutting they would have had to do just to get to here would have been quite something. So let me trim some of these off here. That's good. Yes, my guess would be then, maybe that's as far as they got. Oh well. Looks like I might be getting my saw back out again. My easy walk may not be as easy as I anticipated. However, we can get rid of some of these ones. At least the mosquitoes aren't quite as bad in here. Out in that clearing, where you're out in the sun there on the grass. Oh my goodness. Now this one here I cleared out the other week. This was the one that, this was a very heavy tree. All these ones, I can't remember what these pines are. The ones that have all the acorns, all the pine cones in the top. These things are super heavy. Yeah, that one was hard to shift. So I know there's one big tree down here, and then I will come across the three-way cut in, and then we'll have to see whether they actually did any more down through this way. I'm suspecting they probably didn't, because if I was coming up through here with a chainsaw, I would have cleared this one out. But yeah, I don't think they got down this far. I think they probably got at the top there. That might be why they got halfway through that cut, just run out of gas. That's entirely possible. Only trouble is with this kind of walking down through here this time of the day is the spider webs. They are absolutely everywhere. Spider webs everywhere, spider webs. If you don't like spiders, you shouldn't be out in the forest. Spiders are actually vital. I can't remember what the numbers are. I know in English woodland there's about 1.5 million spiders per acre of woodland. Just give you some idea of numbers, from tiny little ones to not so tiny ones, and lots of mosquitoes. Yes, let's have that off of there. There we go. Yes, this one I remember cutting the branches off, so I must be fairly close to my what's that? Three-way crossing, because I remember cutting all the branches off that one so you could get across it. So the three-way crossing must be coming up just down here somewhere. This junction is quite an important junction, so but everybody goes down the front way, which is rather nice. I mean, you get some nice views down there, and it's fairly short. If you want a nice walk, bloody spider webs. If you want a nice walk, this is actually a very nice walk. Yeah. And this will take you all the way around the back, and if you follow it all the way around, eventually you're going to go right round to the right, and it'll bring you back up to the Equestrian Centre. It just turns that walk into a nice loop, as opposed to just an in and out. A lot of people, and even a lot of books, you'll see it written down as Mesa Bute Kananaskis is just an in and out trail. It's not. There are actually some very nice loops all the way around, which is the whole point of my trip today, is to try and join up some of these bits again. Which makes it more travel friendly. There we go. So that one off of there. This is my idea of easy trail clearing. This is when I only need my nippers to clear trail. That's actually good. Oh yeah, I see another whole bunch of deadfall down in here. So, and a million plus tax bugs. Ooh, there we go. Right. Oh well, looks like time I got my saw back out again. Right, Let me, I knew I shouldn't have put that saw away. As soon as I put it away, I knew I shouldn't have done. Right, let me clear some more of these out of here. Well, a few bits out the way. Each bit is another step further. This one was fairly heavy. Also really awkward to cut because this stuff, I don't like these ones with these cones on. I know what these are. Those cones are like rock solid. Yeah. Right. I'll leave these bigger ones. I'll just cut off the tops. Leave the bigger ones for whoever it was with a chainsaw. Hopefully they'll continue their route round. Saved me a lot of work. Oh, and as if by magic, here's the next one. I'll just trim off some of these branches here, make this a step over. Right, this is a little bit better cleared out now. Still requires somebody with a chainsaw, but I've just cleared some more of those branches off. You can still see the red signs in the tree. If you follow that trail all the way up now, it will take you straight up to the top of Mesa Bute. Absolutely brilliant. Now this is the three-way junction. If you look around on the trail map out the back of Mesa Bute and follow it round, I will see if I can find... This is a route that I started to clear out the other week, and I can tell you now that if you turn down there, which would be heading roughly northish, I believe. I do have my compass with me today, so I think that one heads north. Let's have a look. That would be Mesa Side Door, that is, on the map. I can tell you now, about 100-200 yards down that way, just turns into an absolute spaghetti mess of garbage that you're not going to find your way through. So this route down the back here, this is 65D, and this will bring you all the way around what's called Mesa Backdoor, and then I'm going to cut back across the back door through the traverse back to where I started. So that's the plan. I am at the top of the map there. You can see those like a three-way T-junction. That's where I am at the moment, me and a million mosquitoes. I'm going to continue around 65D and then onto Mesa Backdoor, which is over the other side of there, which is down that way. Right, I shall continue on my way and see what I find. As I say, some of the old red markers are still here. That's Mesa Backdoor, and that's the trail I'm going to follow around today. 65F, I think it's called. But Mesa Backdoor, you'll find it labelled different things on different maps. And of course I didn't have to go too far. Oh, oh. Now, looks like we have a very well established route around this one, but it doesn't look too big. And the trail obviously goes straight down through there, so I think I will clear that one out, and then I'll have a rest. Nothing left behind. All the bits over there. That was a little bypass trail somebody had made. Now covered it up. I think this tree had been down a while. But much better. All the bits cut off. Put it out the way. Unfinished. As they say, on to the next one. Right, I've got some downhill coming up here. But yeah. Oh, that's good. Cleared that one right up. Yeah. Just makes the trail so much easier to follow, and more importantly it makes it a much more pleasant walk. If you're forever having to bypass around stuff and find your way around things and all that kind of stuff, it becomes a bit of a pain. So let's have a look here. I think this next section is going to be, by the look of it, it might just be more small stuff, so I might just put my saw away, get clippers out and just trim off some of these. Alright, cleared out a few at the top there. Now on a bit of a steep downhill. Fair amount of loose rock on this one too. You can see where the water's eroded away at the rock here a bit. Let's see what we find when we get to the bottom here. Looks like it's about to flatten out. Oh, the mosquitoes are building up again. At least I get to put the saw away for a little bit. Let me trim a few of these off here. Doesn't need many. you just cut a few, because what people will tend to do is they'll come along and snap the branches off. I would rather cut them off clean than just come left to find millions of snapped off branches everywhere. Better off cut them off nice and clean. It's better for the tree, it's better for the trail. Just get rid of those dead ones. I always try to clear off dead stuff first. Try to avoid cutting any of the green stuff, but sometimes you just have to. Right, I'm going to come out into a bit of an open area down here in a minute. As you can see, I'm back out into the sunshine, which unfortunately means I'll be back out into the mosquitoes here in a minute. So this time of year, I guess. Not a lot you can do about it. Right. Oh yeah, this is a lot of flowers coming up. I shall do some more in a mo. Now, if this doesn't make the walk worthwhile, I don't know what does. Lovely. All down through here. So I'm going to cut down through here. Then I should head southish and then peel off around to the right, because the hill I need to go back over is over through that way. So bottom of this hill should peel me back round. I should have some fairly reasonable downhill, because in order to gain the elevation you've got to also lose the elevation. So I went up a really steep hill, so hopefully I now get to walk down a steep hill. Unfortunately escorted by a large number of mosquitoes. I'm just going to roll my sleeves up a bit, as though it's a sunny day. I hate to do it, but the mosquitoes are yes, let's just say they are being a pain. Wear lots of bug spray. I've got lots of bug spray on, so I can't imagine how bad they would be without all the bug spray. Right, there we go. This is the back way down. This is 65D, I think it is. On the map, some maps show it as 64. Not sure why, but the map I have shows it as 65. Oh, some deer have been down through here. Fairly fresh deer tracks. Get off, mosquito. But everybody goes back down the front way, Mesa Bute, and they miss all this. And look at this. This is all tree roots down through here as well, so it's like walking on steps. It's brilliant. Yeah, had a good sized deer down through here. Yeah, the tracks down here. He slipped down the hill a couple of places here, there. Yeah. So we've had some heavy rain lately, so yeah. Right. Yes, this bit is a little steep. Like I say, it's a different way down. I can see I'm parked down through that way. The equestrian centre is down over there. Towards that cut block you can see in the distance. Between here and there, that's where the equestrian centre is. So to give you an idea of bearings. Oh, some holes in the ground here. Don't want to step into those. Absolutely stunning. Look at all this. Look. Absolutely stunning. I like all these flowers and stuff. Look at this. It's everywhere. The more you look, the more you see. There's absolutely covered in flowers. But it is also very steep. So you might get a very good picture of the sky in a minute. Yeah. I can see why even the deer were having trouble. Yeah. But it's certainly no steeper than the other route, and I have to say it's way more pleasant. If I had poles with me, this would actually be quite easy down through here, but I don't have poles with me today. When I'm cutting I try not to bring too much stuff with me. Oh, look at that. It gives you an idea of the grade of the hill. Yeah. That's up. That's a lot of up. Yeah. This is way more intact down through here. Because when you look from the top, it looks like there was a lot of clear cutting and that down through here. But I have to say that these bits are all very much intact and a very pleasant walk. I can definitely say I'd rather come down this way, although the other way, going up the open grass bit, is steeper. It's shorter, so you get a much steeper hill, but for a shorter period of time. I don't know if you can see that on the video. Clouds of mosquitoes, look at it. I don't know if the sun is shining on them enough for you to see them, but trust me, there's a lot of them. As soon as you get into the sunny bits, the mozzies are there waiting for you. Right, I'm going to put this away until I get to the bottom. Right, almost at the bottom. As you can see, there's no one of those red signs on the tree up there. I just come down that way. And I'm going to head on down this way. Just me and a million mosquitoes. This looks like this might have been a piece of an old logging road, actually. Logging trail. Wake your rise and shine! Make some noise coming down through here because it's beginning to open up a bit. Most people only ever have trouble. Let's clear that one off of that. Most people only ever have trouble with bears and wildlife and stuff because you startle them and they're reacting to being startled. They're not thinking, oh great, humans, food. No, they're thinking, what the hell is that? Why did it upset me? What the hell's going on? Yeah. Especially if they've got cubs of them, because the mums are very, very defensive. So, always a good idea. Make some noise. That's why I'm going to rabbit away a little bit on the video. Clear off some of these little sidey ones. Perfect. It's amazing how, get off Mozzie, it's amazing how just a little branch and people will step around it and start chewing up more of the land around the trail, and the trail starts braiding all over it just because of one little tiny branch. So it's very easy just to move that stuff off. Right, this looks like this was all clear cut down through here, and on the maps that I have, and when I looked on Google Maps and stuff, you could see the clear cut through here. So actually what it shows on Google Maps is a lot worse than what is actually here. This has grown up a lot. Yeah. Google Maps actually shows it as pretty much desolate and barren, but it's not. So my trail is going to go off over that way shortly, but for the moment I will follow it round because there should be a turn off down here somewhere. Let's go over that one. Looks like when they cleared this out, they got some good sized trees out of here. Yeah. Wakey, rise and shine. As the area grows back up, so we've got all the conifers and that in here. Some of these have been planted, some of these are just seedlings. Yeah. Aspen over here. This is how it all regenerates. And people say, oh, you know, it's terrible. They've cut all the forest down. They've cut all the forest. They've cut all the trees. Oh, I see a red sign over there on a tree, so I'm expecting to have a cut off to the right here somewhere soon. I've just seen a red sign on the tree, and I know from going from memory that there should be over through those trees over there. It should be where I'm going, because if I follow this around, completely around, it'll take me up over that way to a cut line, and I really don't want to be going that way, so I will go this way. Yeah. No, this will be the bottom corner. Let's just get in the shade here, get out some of these mozzies, and I'll do a bit more video here. Yeah, right. It's amazing. As soon as you get in the shade, the mosquitoes are gone. It's brilliant. So I've just come down through the forest over there, down around a little tiny, like a U-bend just here. There is a trail that continues that way, because over that side there is a cut line, and if you look on the map, some of the maps actually show that as the trail. I wouldn't go that way. I'd come this way, and I saw another one of those red signs here somewhere. Here we go. This is the what does that say? Mesa backdoor, that says. So this will take me down through the forest that way, and then down here, short distance, I should have a cut across called the traverse, I think it's called, yeah, which cuts across the bottom. So I suspect I'll need to cut out some more of these in here. Well, that's regrown nice in there. Well, that's really good. Yeah, can only see a couple of dead trees in there. It's amazing when it regrows. It just creates so much more habitat. A thick, dense forest is a human's idea of a great forest. But if you're a deer or a bear or whatever that lives in a forest, there's nothing there. Unless you're a squirrel, there's nothing there for you. Yeah? Well, as I was saying before my battery decided it was going to die on me, if you're a wildlife and you live out here in the forest, this is what you want to see. Lots of greenery, lots of stuff to eat. There's you know, this is good territory for wildlife. But if it's thick, dense forest, it's great for growing trees, good for squirrels, not much good for much else. As you can see, clouds starting to build, so I'm going to head back down this way, and then somewhere down here, reasonable distance, I should find the traverse that goes across, that cuts across the valley to my right here. Wakey, wakey, rise and shine! Let's make some noise. Human voice travels a very long way in the forest. On the top of the hill, I bumped into a family up there camping with a few kids, and the young guy there said, "What's the whistle for?" Because I always have my whistle on my thing. I got my trusty Fox 40. Everybody should have one of those in their kit. I said to him, I said, human voice travels a very long way, but a whistle, way further. And if 3 blasts on a whistle, hey, I'm in trouble. Somebody come and help. Yeah, and you'd be surprised, although I'm up here apparently on my own at the moment, I know off to my right and on the top of the hill, on a day like today, there's going to be people. This Mesa Bute trail is one of the most popular trails in this area. Why more people don't do it? Oh, I see wild strawberries. Why more people don't do it, I don't know. But it is a very, very, very popular trail. If you look on the ground, you'll see all these red runners, these little red stringers here. Those are wild strawberries. And later in the year, if you can get to them, hey, that's interesting. Right, that is a pile of wolf crap. It's not coyotes, that's wolf crap. Coyote crap looks almost the same as wolf crap. However, wolves are bigger. Unless that is an extremely large coyote, that is most definitely wolf crap. Yeah. And people say to me, "But don't you worry about wolves and things like that?" Not really, because A, if they wanted you, you'd be gone in a second anyway. They'd just be all over you. You wouldn't even know that they were coming. And B, they're not really interested in people. They kind of avoid people. They don't like people. Most wildlife avoids people. But people, you know, they have this notion that wolves are bloodthirsty killers out to kill every human they can see because they watch too much television. And that is far from the truth. Wolves are actually a keystone species. Very, very important in any landscape, and certainly for controlling wildlife. If you look at Yellowstone Park, they had terrible, terrible trouble at Yellowstone when they got rid of all the wolves, because all the deer population went mad, started eating all the trees, and the forest started to die. And for years they couldn't figure out why the forest dying. They shouldn't be dying. And the problem was they'd removed the wolves. So the wolves would normally eat the deers then wouldn't eat the trees, and the forest would grow. So they reintroduced the wolves. Hey presto, everything started, the natural balance started to reappear again. So there is a balance to these things. Keystone species such as wolves, bears, all that kind of stuff. See, I'm back into the nice forest now. Not many mosquitoes in here. So if you look at this, like I was just saying, if you were a deer, right, this is where you would come to hide. So areas like this, yeah, they are important, because a deer could be stood 100 feet away from me, 50 feet away from me, and unless it moves, I ain't going to see it. Not a chance. There could be a cougar could be sitting 20 feet away. You'd never see it because they are very comfortable being here, and they can hide very, very well. So you'd never know they were here. They know you're here. Trust me, they know, but you don't. You'd never know. Yeah. So but look at this as a forest. People say yes, they've cut the forest down, but look at that. In order for wildlife and that to live in there and do very much, you know, that's a bit of a struggle. You know, it's great in the winter, but for feeding and what have you, they need those open areas. So when they do cut areas and all the greenery in that regrows, people need to do a little bit of research, because it does actually create a huge amount of really good new habitat. So I'm going to stop rabbiting a bit. I'm going to head down through here because I can see another one that needs cutting out the way, and I will get on with that as soon as I get there. That's interesting. I just found bear tracks. One there, back foot, front foot. Yeah. Heading down the trail, same way as I gone. And wet too. So that means, wake, rise and shine. Sometime since it rained last, yeah, I've had a bear down through here. See if I can see any more tracks for it. They like to follow the trails as well, because it's easy for them to travel, it's easy for us to travel. Yeah, they don't like stepping over trees any more than we do. Yeah, this is why people on mountain bikes quite often run into trouble, or people running, because they'll come running down through here or come flying down through here on a bike, and you can catch up with a bear really, really fast and surprise it, and that's the last thing you want to do. So let me just do my shoelaces back up, and then I shall carry on. Right, this is another important junction where I said earlier in the video, if you turn around the corner you'd come down a cut line. Well, this is the cut line that you would come down. So I've just come down that trail there, and I'm going to head on down through that way over there. Real easy to follow. Yeah, right, let's go that way. Yeah, nice and green down through there. And the trouble is, where it's nice and green, it's also nice and wet, and that's where all the mosquitoes like to hang out, like I say. But at least this one you don't have to follow the cut line. I don't have to follow that. There's a trail that goes off up through the woods here. Oh, got a wet patch here. Let's have a look. See if I can see any more bear tracks. This is the kind of place you'd find them. I see horses. I see some deer. I see a mess that I have to get across without getting wet feet, hopefully. And we've had so much rain lately. Looks like people have thrown a bunch of logs in here. Oop, that one moves. That's not good. Across there, done finished. Yeah, that bit's a bit wet. There's a couple of nice rocks on the side. That's good though. And another red sign. Mesa backdoor in the tree there. Follow this one down. Right, on I go. Well, this bit's a bit wetter. Got two ways to go. I've got some nice logs on this side, but I don't know how strong they are. Let's have a look. Don't hear any cracking sounds, so that's always a good thing. Yeah, there's rocks on the other side there. Got some trees down across the trail up here. Got a big one too. I think that's too big for me to do anything with. Let me have a look when I get up there. So this is Mesa backdoor. This makes it into a very nice loop. It's great going up and down the front way, but if you want a quieter walk, this is definitely quieter. Oh yeah, somebody's been up here with a chainsaw. Good, that's good. My guess would be, because there's the equestrian people up here, my guess would be they probably bring a saw with them, cut these out, because they're on their trails. But that would be my guess. Right, looks like I've got a bit of uphill. But listen to that. That nice. That's a good sound. Sound of nothing but the forest. Right, just come down through that very nice bit of forest there. There are one or two little wet patches in there, but certainly nothing that you can't deal with. And up through here, Yeah, a little wet again. Of course we've got a creek running down the trail here, so that's always a pain. However, sure I can find my way around this without too much trouble. Right, that hill that you see there, that big green one, that's the top of Mesa Bute. That's where we've just come down. So I've come down the back way, round in a big circle, back to here. This is Mesa Backdoor. Somebody's been down here with a chainsaw, which is rather nice. Looks like the horse people have been down through. That's the cut line down through the middle. Continues on that way. I'm going across here. So this is where I cut back across. And somewhere up here, I should turn right and head back across the middle. Oh, another red sign up there. See, all round here you'll find these older red signs. So that one says Mesa Backdoor. There are one or two little soft wet patches and that up through here, but I suspect that's only because we have had last few days, well it's June and July. Oh boy, did we get some weather in June and July. The other day we had loony sized hail. See if I can find a clearer picture up towards the hill there. Just step over the swamps. It's the only thing with horses, you get horses come through a trail regular, like up through here. Oh boy, do they make a lot of puddles. It's a double-edged sword because their footprints, their hoof prints if you like, make good water storage spots. Yeah, see that big green hill right in front of me? That there is Mesa Bute. That's where everybody heads up. They go up that big green slope, as you can see from here how steep it is. They go up the big green slope and then go back down the green slope. Well, if you come around this way, this is actually a very nice walk around. I'm sure it'd be a lot drier too if it hadn't just rained like absolutely crazy. But all the trail has been cleared out. Like I said, the people that do the horse riding and up through here, they've cleared out all the big deadfall. This is so nice. Nothing for me to do. Yippee! Yeah. As you can see, they clear cut all this lot up through here on this side not too long ago, I guess, because it hasn't all grown right up yet. But up here somewhere I should turn right. Oh, what did I find here? A big green gate with some description. Why is there a huge green gate in the middle of nowhere? Huh, interesting. So at some time in the dim and distant past it was necessary to have a large gate there. My guess would be, looking at the construction of the gate, maybe something to do with oil and gas. But there's a lot of well sites and that up through here, so there could well have been something to do with that. Obviously they decided to leave that for some reason. Look at that. Yes, that's where I was. And now I'm this way. Now somewhere along here I'm going to turn right and cut across the middle. I will do some video when I get to that point. Right, so I'm on the back door here now, and I've just come across a pipeline installation, and just off to the right there's a trail that disappears up. I am suspecting this is connector, because I see some very handy pink tape in the tree. Whoever it was who put that there, thank you very much. There's a bit that cuts across there. There's also some thick tape here, so let's have a look. I think my trail goes up through that way. Yeah. Yes, it does. So what they've done is it's like a little diamond, I guess. Yeah. So again, thank you for the tape, people. And here's my next sign. Mesa Traverse. Was it say 800 metres to Mesa Grind? Oh, in that case that's a lot closer than I thought. This is a shorter piece of trail than I thought. Right, over I go, I guess. Well, I have to say Mesa Traverse is very nice. It's a nice mix between conifers, aspens, good ground cover. This is really nice forest, this bit. Yeah. A lot of people go around the other way and they miss all this. So I decided to come around this way. So there are now only about 2 or 3 large trees on that entire route that you need to step over. Some kind person cleared out all that deadfall at the top. So to start on this trail, you basically, just before you enter the trees at the top where the picnic table is, the trail goes off on the left, and it's all cleared out now. It's very well marked. There's tape there now. But yeah, just follow that all the way around, and in a great big loop it will bring you around to Traverse Trail, which is where I am now. And I have to say, this is a very pleasant walk. Yeah, I suspect the main trail up the Mesa Bute will be very busy. Spiderwebs everywhere. I suspect it'll be very busy. But this one not so much. Yeah. The horse tracks, some came up over this way, but the majority of them went straight on, so I'm suspecting the equestrian people probably have a shortcut at the bottom of the trail there. It goes back to their place. Somebody's actually been up in here with a mountain bike. Somebody was keen. Yeah. Keeps in little bits of mountain bike track, not much. Look at this, absolutely stunning forest, full of flowers and green. Look at it. Go right round. Listen to that. Wind in the aspens, absolutely amazing. Now Mesa Bute Hill is literally right in front of me. I can see it through the trees there. Get off, mosquito. You can get off and walk. Yeah. Right, so right at the top of the hill, where those trees start, right at the top of the hill, you can just see the windsock. That is straight at the top. The picnic bench is literally just in those trees at the top there, right at the top. Now just to the left of that first tree that you can see, that's where the trail starts. So if you want to do this trail, that's where you head on round. And it's now clear other than about 4 or 5 trees. I haven't had to cut too many on this back run because obviously the horse people have been down through here, which is very nice. It's very well marked. But the trail basically goes down through those trees there, across that grassy area, down around through the bottom of the valley. There's a couple of little wet patches down in there. Then you come up through here and then on to this way. This is a very nice trail, I must admit. I'm really enjoying this. Yeah. And there are actually some very nice views. Some small steep up bits too, but not many. Something large and brown out there in the middle of the grass, but it's not moving, so I haven't got good zoom on here. If I had my good camera I could zoom in on that. But looking at the size, put it this way, if that's a bear, that's a bloody big bear. Yeah. Doesn't appear to be moving. Yeah. When bears are grazing an area like that, they move through it just like cows. They just keep going, one plant to the next, one plant to the next, and so on. Yeah. Well, that up there is Mesa Bute. This is Mesa Traverse, a sadly underutilised trail. But, more people should come this way because I tell you, it's actually very pleasant. Yeah. And it has been cleared out. Oop, mind that tree root. It has been cleared out, so that's rather nice. Looks like I've got to cross a clear cut here. That's fine. Yes, it's amazing. You look at this. This was all clear cut. But you look through here. There's bushes, shrubs, and trees just sprouting out of everywhere. That's what forests do. So normally forests would go through a forest fire season and then they would just regrow again. But we keep putting forest fires out. We're not managing the forest with fire. Back in the day, before humans started messing around with all this stuff, fires would have swept through areas, cleared them right out, and new forest would have grown. That is the natural process. However, we all choose to live in forests now and have all kinds of infrastructure, so that does cause a problem. So, right, I'm going to continue on that way as fast as I can to get away from these mosquitoes. Right, I'll do some more later. Now, just off down through the trees, down through there, is actually a very large male deer. Just made me jump. There he goes. Whitetail. As I walked into the forest, I spooked him and off he went. Right, if you do traverse, you'll get to here where they've done the clear cut. You've got to go straight across. I come up through the forest in the distance there, come straight across. You'll see various bits of tape. There's one of those nice red signs in the tree there. It says traverse, and this continues across the trail. Right, where did you go, Mr. Deer? Went off over through that way somewhere, no idea where, but he definitely went that way. Right, so I will continue on my way up here. Keys digging in my leg, there we go. I will continue on up here and see what I can find. Alright, just emerged out of the forested bit, back out into the open. That large brown thing that I can see up there, if that's a bear, that is an enormous bear, and it also hasn't moved for the last 15 minutes, so I don't think it is. So now I come out into the open here a bit. I have to swing around to my left. Unfortunately, I have to cross this grassy area, and it is full of mosquitoes. So it's only trouble at this time of the year, but if you drown yourself in bug spray and keep moving, they don't tend to bother you. Yeah. Oh dear, not much sun relief in this piece, but once I get up round this corner I should be good. Oh, look at this, isn't this nice? See, down through there you can just see the red sign on the tree. I've just put a bit of tape in the tree there too. Very nice, eh? Right. This sun is not nice. It's nice to have the sunshine, but oh, does it make it hot work? Yeah. Right. Should swing around this way. There's a bit of forest coming up. So once I'm out of this lot, wake, rise and shine. Oh. Another one of those red signs. That's a good way to do signs. Mesa Traverse, look at that. Nice sign. Can last for years that well. In fact, quite a lot of those that I've seen have been really grown into the trees. So this is where you find a lot of deer in places like that. Just going to have a bit of a refresh, bit of shade before I head back out into the next piece. At least this bit's fairly flat across here. And looking at the terrain, I should peel around into that forest there, head downhill again a bit, hopefully. Right, on I go. Like I say, this is Traverse Trail. Not so many people use this one. Not sure why. Makes an incredibly nice loop. Might be a good snowshoe route in winter, I guess. Yeah. I can tell you now, walking through these meadows with nothing but birds, wind in the trees, and the flowers and that, absolutely amazing. I'm Unfortunately, we do have aeroplanes flying over the top. Not a lot I can do about that. Yeah. Another shade tree. Look at that. It's like they know. Like, yes, you need to have a shade tree right here. Somebody snap that branch off. Let's remove that one. There we go. Let's remove that completely. There we go. Right. Yes, that's Mesa Bute up there. I expected to see a whole convoy of people working their way up there actually, but not so much. Right, I'm going to cut across. It's like these trees are purposely spaced this distance, you know. So let's have that one off of there. There's a nice green branch underneath there. It needs the light. Yeah. Right. Look at that. Alberta rose growing underneath there. Like I say, you can eat these. You can eat these petals. Yeah. You don't get much out of them. I think I'm right in saying it takes more energy to eat them than it does to collect them and what have you. But hey, it's food. It's something. Yeah. Right. Going to break out of this shade and across to the next bit of shade. So the trail continues. It's well flagged across here. That's good. Horses have been across here. Made a little bit of a mess, but they also help keep the trail very noticeable. Yeah. Super pleasant day. Can't odds this. This is not a good day, I don't know what it is. This is great hiking weather. You find yourself going from one bit of shade to the next though, because everywhere that there's bright sunshine, there's lots of mosquitoes. So, this trail is really easy to follow. Yeah. You can see the logging road down in the bottom there, at the bottom of that hill. I guess if you followed that logging road down, it would probably be quicker to get back to where you were going, but I will take this. It means I have to go up over that hill in front of me instead of around the bottom of it. So either way, I'll take it. It's good. Look at that. Pretty lovely, isn't it? Yes, that logging road cut right down through there, I guess. Yeah. The things you find, the things you know. It's a little bit potholdy where the horses have been across, but they do help keep the trail established and easy to follow. It's just a bit rutty. Like I say though, all the little hoof prints, they all hold water. So I shall head back across, get into that next lot of trees. I'm really surprised I haven't seen, I can see a couple of people up against the skyline over there where there's some trees on the skyline. I can see some people going up there. This is such a popular hike, and this day is such a nice day. I would expect to see an awful lot of people up there. Actually, I can see some more. Now I've said that, I can see, what have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4. See 4 or 5 people just on that one section there. Yeah, good. But that's the way everybody goes up. They all go up that way and come back down that way. It is a fairly short way to go, but there's so many nice loops you can make up through here. And this traverse trail, backdoor traverse trail, makes a really nice loop. Extends the day too, because it only takes a couple of hours top to bottom going the normal route, and if you ever sitting down at the top and have a bit of a rest, but this just turns it into a better day's adventure. more people that walk it, the better. Just keeps the trail well established and well used. Well, there's another group of people just come out of the trees over there. Yes. Oh well, I've done the steep bit now. That's as much as I'm doing. I've got one small hill to go over on the way back. Once I get up to there's a junction up here called the four-way junction. Once I get up to there, and I can avoid doing that, I can just cut down through the forest and walk back down the road, but that is such a dusty road. I'd rather walk up over the hill. So I will put this away when I get a bit further on. Hear all the crickets or cicadas or whatever they are making all the noise. Oh dear. Cow parsley. See this cow parsley? This bloody stuff makes me sneeze. There's actually a little bit of it along the bottom here. Don't know why particularly that stuff, but it does. Nothing else normally bothers me. Yeah. There's quite a bit of it down through here at the moment. Lots of fresh horse redistribution of nutrients as well, let's call it that. Or horse poop, whichever you prefer. Again, super good for the plant. Very steep, that pointy bit there. I've not been to that bit. That bit's not right at the top. I'll have to have a look at that another time. But now I've cleared out that piece of trail, I think I will move on and find another piece of trail that needs clearing. Oh dear me, excuse me. Ugh, that stuff makes you sneeze. But this is not a nice day for a wander through the forest. And I can walk through here, and I guarantee I'm not going to see anybody else. I don't know why other people don't use this route. It actually makes a very pleasant walk. As I said earlier, it makes a very nice loop. Just a little something different, off the beaten track a little bit. And it doesn't get much easier to follow than this. Once I get back into the trees, I can get away from this relentless mosquitoes. Yay! Nearly back into the trees. There we go, that's better. Tell you what, the temperature difference between out there and in here, huge difference. A lot of fungi everywhere, it's good to see. That's a sign of a good healthy forest, that is. This is what breaks down all the junk on the forest floor, turns it all back into nutrients, and hey presto, the forest continues. Right, I'm going to head up through that way. And here I am back at here. I just come out of there. This is back to this is what I call a four-way junction. That way goes back up the hill. That way is the traverse. This way goes back to the Equestrian Centre. And that way goes back to the east-west connectors. There's two smaller routes that you can take that way. They are a little shorter, but yeah, well, if I go that way, I then have to walk the same distance down the road. And I'd rather not walk down the road, thanks. Yeah. Much rather go this way, much nicer. Right, so I shall put this camera away just for a second and do some more in a bit. Right, now I get down to walk down the last bit, which thankfully is mostly downhill. Yippee! This is not a very pleasant trail. I don't know what it is. Right, time to stop me waffling and head on back down the trail. Well, that is the quickest way to get down that hill. Yes, looks very quick on the video, but in real life it takes a lot longer. Absolutely stunned by the wildflowers and that up in here. Absolutely amazing. I expected to pass more people on this piece of the trail, because this is the most common way that people use, is the up route. So that's okay. I'm happy for not too many people. Yeah. Tell you what, a lot easier coming down this trail than it is going up it. Right, I shall put this away until I get closer down the bottom. And here I am, almost right at the bottom again. Just the last few little zigzags before getting back at the road level. I just heard a vehicle go by, so I know the road is very, very close. Oh yeah, I can see the road through the trees there. Yeah. Well, all in all, that is a very nice walk. Like I say, you can go up Mesa Bute and come back down the way you went, but a lot of people describe it as an in and out route, but there are actually some very nice loops that you can make off of there. And the shortest one is the one I've just done. I don't know what it is in kilometres. I can tell you it didn't take long to go around it. No idea what it is in kilometres. You go up over the top of Mesa Bute, just before you get to the little piece of wood where the picnic table is. On the left hand side you'll see the trail go down through there. Somebody has made a very nice job of cutting out all the big deadfall in there, thank goodness. That was way too big for me to deal with. And you can now follow it all around, that entire route, all the way around, coming around the traverse and back again. There's probably only 3 or 4 big trees that you need to step over, and I've cleared all the branches off them so you can just literally step right over them. And here I am back at the bottom. Ooh. This bit's a bit rocky. This bit always gets the most travel, I guess. Yeah. The water tends to run down here as well. I could have come down a slightly shorter route instead of coming up over the hill, but it would have meant that I had to walk down this road, and walking down this road in this heat with no shade is not great, but also you've got all the cars going by and all the dust and all that kind of good stuff. So this is back at the Equestrian Centre. This is where most people tend to park if they're doing this one. Lots of parking along here on this side. Look. Yeah, don't park on the roadway, and obviously try to avoid the Equestrian Centre as much as possible, because obviously they need the space as well. Yeah, but, yeah. And there I am back at the bottom. Right, job done. Time to head back.